just got home from a long day. I out watching my niece play basketball, and on the way home, I'm like told you guys beginning of the week. I'm not one that watches the news and listens to the news and all this stuff. I'm more in the sports radio and all this good happy stuff. But I was with my parents and we were listening to local radio and made a story about school shooting today in Iowa. So my thoughts and prayers go out to that community. Uh, it's a tragic event. I teach. I try my best to instill good in everybody. Try to catch some warning signs and all this stuff. It's one of those things that I hope never comes around. But it reminds me of a story I used to tell back in the day of my VCA and 4-H, which indulge me if you don't mind. Uh, we need more Billies, and the story goes like this. Billy was going home from school one Friday afternoon, and saw a boy that new kid to the block, new kid to school, didn't really have too much friends, and this new kid was carrying all his books. I mean, he loaded down for the weekend. It was a long weekend. I think it's spring break, but he was loaded down. He was just taking everything home, books, bags, everything, all kinds of stuff. Kid fell down, tripped, spilled everything all over the sidewalk. Well, Billy saw this and went up to the young boy and offered to help. Picked him up, picked everything up, talking to him, and they just started hanging out. Hey, asked him what he was getting into this weekend because he knew he was new. I mean, nobody really hung out with him, and the kid said, "Well, I really don't have anything planned." So they hang out all weekend. They became good friends. Pretty much everything they did the rest of the high school career, they did it together. Homecomings, prom, they was inseparable. Okay? And come senior year, come graduation, buddy Johnny, I'm gonna call him Johnny. I don't know why, just Billy and Johnny makes it easier to remember the story. Uh, but Johnny going up to Billy, he said, "Man, I want to thank you for that Friday evening 3 years ago when we first met, when you became my best friend that that day, that weekend." He said, I don't think you ever knew why I was carrying so much stuff home. But I was like, well, I was wondering, as a long weekend, it's spring break, nobody had any homework what was going on, so I to each their own, I guess. He's like, dude, I want you to know, you saved my life. You became a friend. You didn't look past me. I was gonna go home and just end it. I was done being nobody around the school. I had nobody to talk to, nobody to hang out with. I was done, and you gave me a reason to live, and for that I thank you. And Billy's like, well, man, you're my best friend. I don't know what I'd do without you right now. But, well, you never know the impact you're going to have on somebody. If you see somebody struggling, stop and give them a hand. You never know what's going on in their lives. Me as a teacher, I try to get to know my students. I hope they know that they can come to me if something's going on. I recently had a graduate message me a couple weeks ago saying that I listened and they thanked me for it. I shocked. I mean, she fairly decent student, but it was one of those. It touched me, and that's one of the reasons why I became a teacher. I want to make a difference. But I challenge everybody to be a Billy, not a bully. Big difference. Big difference. Be a Billy. If you see somebody struggling, doesn't matter what it is. We don't need to be ridiculing. We need to help people out. We need more kindness in this world. Because you never know what's going on in their life. Okay? They might brighten your day up just as much as you brighten their day up. So be that person. Be that person for somebody else. Make somebody smile.